The question is now being asked, is everything okay in Colorado? A lot of people have hit the portal up there in Boulder. We've got to talk about it. Is this healthy for a program? And can Coach Prime and the Buffs make this right by fall camp? Let's talk about it after the bumper. What's going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYjr. YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, we know the hottest ticket in college football right now is up in Boulder, Colorado. The Colorado Buffs, led by Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. They just sold out the spring game. They had ESPN there, Robert Griffin, Chris Fowler. You name it, they were there. Rick Ross, Lindell White, Terrell Davis, just you name it, they were there in Boulder, Colorado to watch the Buffs play in the spring game. Shedeur Sanders had 3 touchdowns, including a 98-yard bomb. And, they put all the glitz and glamour and all the theatrics. But since that spring game, they have seen at least 15 players enter the transfer portal. Let me go ahead and show you some tweets that has taken place. We're on Adam Merstensterger. His Twitter account, he covers Colorado. He says, make that 15 and counting. Safety Xavier Smith is in the portal, and he talks about all the players that have hit the portal from Colorado. Let me go ahead and show you one of the big ones. The one that caught a lot of people's eyes was Mr. Montana Craig. Montana Craig, if you watched the spring game, Montana Craig had 154 yards in the spring game, including that 98-yard bomb from Shedeur Sanders, and he hit the portal immediately after. Now, his entry of the portal, Montana Lemonis Craig, I think that one caught Colorado by surprise a little bit. Let me go ahead. This was an Instagram live made by Shedeur Sanders. Once Montana Craig hit the portal, this is what he had to say on Instagram Live. Let's take a listen. Hold on. Let me know if you can hear it. Let's take a listen to what Shedeur had to say.
Nowadays, man. It is, bro. It's a crooked world nowadays, man. Crooked world. You lucky he got his comments off. Cause I would tell y'all spam his comments. The dude I just posted on my story. Y'all go spam his comments from the last post before the one he just did, and y'all say, why you leave? 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 Y'all do that for me right quick. Y'all look at the person I just posted on my story and go to a picture that you can't comment and flood it right now. It is, bro.
Like even that one is catching folks off guard. You got the leading wide receiver from last year. He's also entered the portal. And like I said, at least 15 kids have entered the portal. Now, Prime mentioned during the broadcast that, he's got commitments that he hasn't been able to announce yet. I saw Vito Tisdale, a starter at the University of Kentucky, and a kid that I covered in high school from Bowling Green, Kentucky. He's a great guy. He was an Army All-American. He committed to Colorado recently. But this is a lot of transfers, man. Now, don't get me wrong. Let's not get it twisted. Colorado was a 1-11 football team. Like, they were a 1-11 football team. We're not going to act like they were world beaters last year. But all of these transfers immediately after the spring game, it does have some folks concerned. Because are you going to be able to replace all of these players with not just replacing them with other players, but replace them with talent that can help you win in the Pac-12. We know you've got some high top-end talent in Travis and Shedeur. Those guys are high top-end Travis. Those are only 2 players. Will you be able to replace? I mean, all their transfers, it's so surprising after you just put on a showcase in front of the entire world that On 3 and all different kinds of publications are talking about how many transfers you have. Now, some people will say, as we look at Mr. Adams' tweet, they said, Adam, what's happening? And he said exactly what Coach Prime Sanders has said was going to happen since he was hired at Boulder. He couldn't have been more transparent about his plan for the program. And so Adam seems pretty calm about what's taking place. Adam doesn't seem worried at all about what's taking place at Boulder. And maybe he's right. Maybe there will be enough players in that portal that they're able to pull and get to Colorado. But I do think that it is a little more difficult to recruit at Colorado than maybe even Prime expected. You see some of their Southern commits. One of their 4-star Southern commit, he's from Louisiana, and now he looks like he's going to go to LSU. The snow, the cold, it's far from everything. These are things that are working against Colorado. These are things that the reason why I didn't think he was going to take the Colorado job. It's far from literally everything. It snows in April, but it does have benefits. They do have money, the money that's, Jackson State may have not had, and they do have Deion Sanders as the head coach. And so it's going to be interesting to see what they are able to do, what this roster overhaul will look like by the time the season starts, their first game against Nebraska. But 15 players since the spring game, a spring game that you had on national television, 15 players hitting the portal after that, and even more before. You had guys that were before, and he called them out. Say, you quit a few days before the spring game. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all, because there'll be players that come to Colorado that quit on their teams before their spring game. So I thought that was unnecessary. But at the same time, will you be able to replace these guys with an upgraded talent, not adequate talent? Adequate talent only won them one game last year. An upgrade in talent. That is the ultimate question. It is interesting, but that is a ton of players hitting the portal. We will see what happens next. Some of them, like I said, you can't sit here and act like they knew all of these guys were going to hit the portal. You heard Shador talking about Montana. He's like, ask him why he left. Now, part of having your spring game on national TV and having a guy like Montana show out on national TV during the spring game is that he showcased his talents for other coaches to see. He showcased his talents for other coaches to see, and now he's racking in some nice offers. He's got USF and Penn State. I mean, since his showing out, I mean, there's perks to playing, in front of millions of people. Look at some of the offers that he's been able to, stack up since. UCF, South Florida, Penn State, Cincinnati, Auburn, Colorado State, Arizona, Washington State, Liberty, USF, Tennessee State, UConn. So he's racked them up since he showed the world that he can ball out on national TV. And that's how I said Colorado didn't expect all of these kids. Obviously, they expected some of them, but he's overhauling a roster that only won one game. What it'll look like by the time fall camp starts and by the time the first game is played is yet to be seen. But this is unusual. We typically see some roster movement, but we don't see this. I mean, he already brought in 40 players, 45 players before the spring game. Now you're talking about another 20 to 30 players after the spring game. We'll see what he's able to do. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Colorado, massive exodus of players and an overhauling of the roster. What will they look like by the time the first game is played? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. That is on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.